Israeli warplanes struck parts of the Gaza Strip overnight as the US vetoes a United Nations resolution for an immediate ceasefire.
Talks by a new coalition take place to return some 19,000 illegally deported Ukrainian children by Russia.
The European Union has struck an historic deal to regulate artificial intelligence after a mammoth 33 hours of negotiations.
Israeli warplanes struck parts of the Gaza Strip overnight with more relentless bombardments, including some of the dwindling slivers of land Palestinians had been told to evacuate to. In Khan Yunis, there are reports of door-to-door fighting and residential areas being hit. Most of the population has fled to the coastal areas or Rafah, but people say the city is now being targeted too. The death toll in Gaza has exceeded 17,400 people, most of them women and children, the Ministry of Health says. This count does not distinguish between civilians and combatants. The latest strikes came a day after the US vetoed a United Nations resolution demanding an immediate humanitarian ceasefire, despite it being backed by the vast majority of the Security Council members and other nations. With little to no relief in sight, the EU has announced a package of €125 million in humanitarian aid for the Palestinian people by 2024.
Women and children are taking part in a demonstration in Beirut, Lebanon, to show their solidarity with the children of Gaza. Small cardboard coffins bearing the Palestinian flag are arranged to represent the children killed across the Gaza Strip. We demand an immediate ceasefire, says one of those present. We are a group of mothers who don't belong to any political party. We stand in silence. Our goal today is not to speak, she added. Talks took place to find a solution to the return of some 19,000 illegally deported Ukrainian children by Russia. Ukrainian Parliament Commissioner for Human Rights said a mechanism is needed to identify Ukrainian children held by Russia, as well as a process of return, financial support and assistance when they are back on Ukrainian soil.
Росія свідомо намагається знищити будь-який зв'язок дітей з Україною, з рідними, з близькими. Дітей вчать брехні про Україну, брехні про цю війну. Дітей віддають на незаконне усиновлення і навіть віддають тоді, коли вони самі кажуть, що мають близьких тут, в Україні.
Meanwhile, the Russian president this week visited the Middle East, although he's subject of an ICC arrest warrant for the unlawful deportation of children to Russia.
The European Union has struck an historic deal to regulate artificial intelligence after a mammoth 33 hours of talks. Negotiators from the European Parliament and the bloc's 27 member countries overcame big differences on controversial points, including generative AI and police use of face recognition surveillance.
We had one objective: to deliver a legislation that would ensure that the ecosystem of AI in Europe would develop with a human-centric approach, respecting fundamental rights and the European values, building trust, building consciousness of how we can get the best out of this AI revolution that is happening before our eyes.
Generative AI systems have dazzled users with the ability to produce human-like text, photos and songs, but have raised fears about the risks to jobs and privacy.
Hollywood actor Ryan O'Neal has died at age 82. He was among the biggest movie stars in the world in the 1970s.
First thing when I woke up? No, it was second. First I brushed my teeth. I'm very hygienic.
Now, I didn't have to take you, but I took you, didn't I?
Jenny, I'm sorry.
Best known for movies such as Love Story and Paper Moon, he worked with many of the era's most celebrated directors. Twice divorced, O'Neal was romantically involved with actress Farrah Fawcett for nearly 30 years until she died.